Hey to all of you guys, what's going on YouTube? It's 3D Res, welcome back to a Pokemon Pocket. And with the brand new release of the trailer for the new set coming next Thursday, it is more apparent than ever now that this game is no longer geared to being free to play friendly. Now, I understand that what I signed up for, I'm not going to get every card in the Dex, I'm not going to complete every Dex no matter what. I understand as well that, yes, maybe I can completely just skip this pack. Most likely I can do that. Save my hourglasses for the next big pack. But it just shouldn't have to be that way. As a free-to-play player, I've been playing since the second week of soft launch, way back in October last year. And I know exactly what it means to be free-to-play in this game. I know when to hold on my hourglasses. All of that stuff, right? But just imagine if someone that started playing a month ago and they were maybe opening up the Genetic Apex stuff, and now they see that, oh, there's a new pack coming next week, and they still haven't even touched the Mythical Island or the Dialga Palkia stuff. How are they going to feel? How are they going to feel compared to someone who puts money into the game, gets all of his cards day one, has no issue doing that? It's not fair, honestly. It's not just. There needs to be other ways to obtain these cards at a quicker rate other than getting 10 pack points per day via your 2 free packs. Because if you do the math, you get 4 hourglasses per day, and a regular month has 30 days, some has 31, whatever. That's only 1 temple per month. And you get the brand new pack the next month, that's your temple gone straight away. Sure, you get 10 hour or 10 free extra packs on the solo missions. Yes, you get that stuff too. So say you get, I don't know, 2 temples per month for the new packs. What if you don't get all of those cards there and then? You're then scrambling for that pack. And those other packs that came before that. And then what do you know, Bob's your uncle, there's a brand new pack the next month. They need to slow down. They need to take a breather. I get it. I totally get it. Content-wise, they want people to feel fresh. They don't want things to feel stale, things to feel old. I get that. But there needs to be a time where you just have to take a step back, okay? And you have to lament in what we have at the moment. Because it's hard having to, as I say, hop between different platforms, jump hoops, just to get the cards that may be in the meta there and then, that are going to be competitive there and then. But then when you come to the next month, those cards may not be as competitive. They might not be as meta. And oh dearie me, you just wasted all of your time getting those cards. Because now you're going to get these new ones instead. But with all of that said, I also looked at the cards that pretty much just didn't really hit the mark. And there just weren't any of them. So look at the Mythical Island, okay? We had 5 EX cards and 68 cards. There's only 2 EX cards out of these 5 here that are now completely non-existent. And that is both Aerodactyl and Pidgeot. Pidgeot just completely fell flat on its face. Just went off the face of the earth, never to be seen again after like the first week or 2. Aerodactyl stuck around, but now is virtually non-existent. Celebi, Gyarados, and Mew are your top trumps for Mythical Island. And they are still very much required to this very day. Maybe not so much Gyarados anymore, but he is still around. What I'm saying here is that every set you will see has these EXs, which are obviously chase cards. Or they're cards that you need to be competitive with. Does that not sound anything unusual? Of course not. It does not, because you need these cards to be in the know, right? Well, moving on to your Space-Time Smackdown stuff. We had 10 EXs here. Every single EX here was required. Maybe you can slash licky out of it. Say 9 EXs here, okay, are still very much in the limelight. Maybe Miss Magius, not so much. But it's a little bit here and there. What I'm trying to say is that as a free-to-play player, trying to get at least You literally have to have 2 copies of every EX to make a proper deck. One sometimes just doesn't cut it. Maybe sometimes it does if you have it in the form of Dialga or Palkia or Darkrai or whatever. But if you're going for something like a Galade or Yamega or Weavile or Pachirisu or Infernape, you need 2. And that's where obviously you're trying to focus on these packs. And of course, Space Time Smackdown was 2 packs and not 1. Now having 155 cards, it becomes a little bit tougher to find these things. Obviously it would. And then moving on to Triumphant Light. Now in Triumphant Light we only had 5 EXs. And these 5 EXs here are most likely going to be in the limelight for the next month or 2, I would say. Maybe the only one that would probably drop off could be Probopass. Maybe. But ultimately, these are your 5 EXs and these are the ones that you need. 2 of each. And of course, bear that in mind, if you hadn't finished your Dialga or Palkia stuff, well, you're probably fresh out of luck. And that's what I'm saying when someone who literally joins in later on down the line as a free-to-play player or just any player in general, they're going to find it tough to find these cards. Sure, you're going to get power crept, and that is very much evident with the new cards coming next week, and I'll get on to that in just a moment's time. But it just stands that you have to really think to yourself, are these cards worth it? Are they what I want? Do I really need to get these things? That is what we have to be thinking as a free-to-play player. Obviously, as someone who puts money into the game like anyone else out there, you don't have to think this. And that's the luxury you guys have. But Triumphant Light had 75 cards. A little bit easier to find these ones. A little bit easier. But I will show you guys my overall decks towards the end of the video. But yes, a little bit easier to find these. Only a little bit. And then moving on to the brand new set next week. Obviously being Shining Revelry. 9 EX cards and 110 cards. And this is not even the main set. So we went from Genetic Apex being the main stuff. Mythical Island being the offset. Then we had ourselves Space Time Smackdown being another main set. Then we had ourselves Triumphant Light being an offset. And now we have Shining Revelry, which still seems to be an offset because as far as we know, there's going to be another main set in April, which is obviously next month. A month later from next week, next Thursday. And you look at these cards here. I don't see a single card here that's going to become a joke card. Possibly Buy a Barrel, maybe. I don't think Clodsire will be because it's a 2 cost, it's very effective. But what I'm trying to say is that now with the release of next week, we were not expecting this, by the way. There are no data mines, no nothing along that nature. You now are probably going to be required to have these 9 EXs here. I know they are going to bring out deck missions. Yes, they are. But you can only have 1 deck out of the 9. Just the 1. So if you're a starting new player, yes, you can get yourself one of these 9 EX cards. And you can get yourself a deck revolved around that. Congratulations. You just got yourself a brand new EX, pretty much. But you have to select which one you want, really. And you have to think to yourself, is it going to be this one? Is it going to be that one? And just imagine if someone picks Lucario, right? But then, like, all of a sudden, oh, I really wanted that Pikachu. Or I really wanted that Tinkaton. But they're going to take a while to find that card. And by the time the new set has come out, they may not have found it entirely. They may have only found 1 copy of it. What do you know? I'm going to have to trade for it now. I'm going to have to maybe get lucky in a wonder pick. It just doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel right to be saying all of this because it's just hard for people to keep up with others that obviously put money into the game, and at the same time, maybe you don't have the luxury of playing every single day. Maybe you don't have the time to be logging in every day. I mean, sure, it's not that hard to log in every day, get your hourglasses, or even check your wonder picks. You may not have that luxury. So you may miss one of these EXs that could have been in there. But ultimately what I'm trying to say here is, okay, is that they need to slow down. For the love of God. I get it. New content, fresh. You want to make it look good. You want your game to look amazing. I understand that fully. But it just doesn't feel right. And that's what I keep honing on upon. So looking onto my decks. Okay, so bearing in mind, I don't accept new cards from trades. I'm probably the only player in a whole entire game that does not do that. And I also have never, ever gotten the Premium Pass 2 weeks free trial. Never. And I'm probably the only player in the game to ever do that as well. That's just me. That's my journey. But being free to play, this is how I have fared. Since obviously being the second week of October. Soft launch. So we're going to cancel Genetic Apex out of this. Because by now I'm assuming every free-to-play player has what they want out of this. I'm assuming, okay? I'm just going to cancel this one out entirely. So we're going to go down to Mythical Island. Mythical Island is absolutely no issues whatsoever for me. I had everything here. Obviously because I hoarded hourglasses like a madman. Absolute madman. Because bearing in mind, soft launch October to December. I had that 1 month gap. Which, by the way, should always be there. Just saying. Well, maybe not always, but it should be there from time to time. So, moving out of this, we have Space Time Smackdown. And you will notice there's a fair amount of gaps here. But, of course, I have the EXs, which are obviously the need-to-have cards. But if you don't have those, you're not going to be competitive. But there are other stuff in between I still do not have. And this is the issue, right? I don't have myself a Magnezone, don't have myself Magnetons. I got none of that stuff. I still don't have myself a Luxray either. And other stuff in between here and there. But yet again, that's because I don't accept new cards from trades. If I did do that, it would be much easier for myself. And maybe being a free-to-play player, you can do that too. But of course, you've got to worry about the trade tokens. Thankfully, that's been abolished towards the end of the year. But we have to wait till the end of the year for that, which is ludicrous, if I may add. But moving on to Triumphant Light. I don't have most of the Arceus cards, like the Arceus-driven cards. And that basically means that I can't really use Arceus properly. Sure, I have some cards for that, but I don't have the cards, right? I don't have Crobat, I don't have a Bomb the Snow, the likes of such of those. Now, I've only got one Garchomp, and I'm swimming in Arceuses, okay? Absolutely swimming. But that is what my decks look like. And it's pretty much what's to be expected from a free-to-play player. But ultimately, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, 3D, are you ever going to find these Triumphant Light cards? Or the Space-Time Smackdown cards? Because you don't get cards yourself, new cards from a trade. No, I'm not. As I say again, other people are probably not like me. There's probably no one else out there in the game that does what I do, right? Absolutely no one. But no, I'm never going to find these cards unless I go back to these packs. That's my own fault. But maybe other people will be in the same boat as well. Maybe they do trading too. And maybe they may never find these cards because they can't go back. Because if they go back, they're going to be behind on the brand new set that comes out next month. And then the month after that, you get the gist. And it always hones back onto the point where they need to slow down. It's just crazy. We can't keep up with this. It feels as if they are... I hate to say this as well, because I know it just doesn't sound right when I say this, but they are money-driven. Absolutely money-driven at this point. All they care about is getting the money, month after month. That's it. They're just churning out the cards. Are they eventually going to run out of cards? Possibly. But you know what they've also been doing? They've been making brand new editions of already pre-existing cards. Charizard, for example, coming next week. Another re-edition of an already existing card. They keep doing this. And they keep making those cards stronger than ever before. That's another issue as well, but that's for like another video entirely if I've ever wanted to do one of those videos. But my last thing I want to talk about though, kind of like touch upon in a way, is ranked. It feels weird that you're adding ranked with a brand new set on exactly the same day. Again, money driven. Because those people who want to do well in ranked are going to spend their money on that day. They're going to get those brand new hot cards. Something free-to-play players may struggle with. Something that you guys who put money into the game will excel with. You get what I'm saying here? Okay, ranked is split up into skill gaps. Yes, it is. I understand that fully. And at the same time, free-to-play players will most likely be paired with other free-to-play players or people who have somewhat of the same volume of cards that they have. That's always the fair play, right? That's what they want to happen. But as I say, it just doesn't feel right adding a brand new set on the same day as a brand new ranked season starts. At least give it a week, give it a couple of days even. Give it to the beginning of the next month after that. It's all coming too fast. And it's all coming thick and thin. It's literally coming from a tap. Like, forget water from a tap. It's now money from a tap. It's now cards from a tap. They're just coming down and they can't stop. And they need to. They need to slow down. They need to understand that it's becoming very overwhelming for a lot of people. And it's crazy now that obviously we are, what is it now, like 4th, 5th month into the game. And this is very much going to be the standard going forward. I fear that any brand new player who comes out in September time, July, August time, whatever it is, right? They're going to see all of these packs. They're going to think, oh my god, I don't feel welcomed here. There's too much going on. You need to do something about this, Dina. Okay? Before it gets out of hand. Before it snowballs. Please. Please. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for this video. I really do appreciate it. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this. Do you feel the same? Are you on the same page as me? Are you not? Let me know. If you do not like this, if you do not like my opinions, my views, I'd love to hear your own. I really would. Because at the end of the day, we're here to make this game better. We're here to make it fair and just for every player, no matter who you are. Just make it clean, okay? Make it nice down there. Make it nice. I don't know, guys. If I know this next video, live stream, go ahead and play some Pokemon Pockets. Enjoy the brand new set that's to come next week. Ranked as well. We will be playing it here on the channel, of course. Off meta wise, that is. I don't know, guys. Goodbye for now. Bye bye.